What's happening, guys? Got a great question I want to answer today. It's regarding people who are new to lifters, young people, specifically teenagers, just getting into lifting. What should they do? What should they focus on? What should they not focus on? What kind of tips can I give to help them out? And as someone who used to be a teenage lifter who was very unsuccessful when I was younger, I always was the skinny kid who tried to put on size, never could. Obviously, years later now, I'm in a much better position, and I have some things that I can offer to help. So with that being said, I want to go over 6 tips to help a new lifter. So tip number 1, do not get caught up looking at advanced training programs. Don't get caught up in overthinking everything. You are new to lifting. I promise you that the training response is very powerful, and you can literally just go to the gym, lift some weights, and get results. The training response is that powerful for somebody who is brand new to training. You can go in and you can do pretty much anything and your body will build. The adaptation that will happen inside the body extremely fast, and you can get really good results as long as you are consistent. So you don't have to worry about what Arnold Schwarzenegger was doing when he was been lifting for 20 years, right? Don't look at the guy in the gym who's been there for 15 years just doing all kinds of crazy routines. You don't need to do that, and you shouldn't do that because your body's not ready for that type of training yet, right? So you want to get in there and just keep it simple in the beginning. Which brings me to point number 2. Just focus on bigger movements, right? You don't need to go in there and do a bunch of crazy little isolation movements and tons of arm curls and things like that. You can go in and just hit the bigger movements and get the most bang for your buck. You don't need to do tons of volume. Just get in there, hit bigger movements. Compound movements are like multi-joint movements or movements that hit multiple muscle groups. So things like seated row and bench press and squats and deadlifts and shoulder presses and just bigger movements that will hit a lot of muscle groups and give you the most bang for your buck. So you can get in there, you can hit your muscles and just kind of get out and not focus so much time on isolation movements that you don't need, because you will build muscle, you will build arms just doing things like back exercises and pushing exercises, chest exercises, things like that. It will come along with. Save some of that isolation work for down the road when you need to mix it up and give your body a little bit more training volume to keep seeing results. So like I said, in the beginning stages, things are going to go really well. You don't need to do anything super specific, super crazy. Just get in there and hit it hard, and you're going to see some good results. Tip number 3, focus on technique. Please learn how to do the lifts properly, all right? If you don't know how to do them, find a trainer who does. Get a coach who can help you. Make sure you're learning how to do the movements the right way early so you set yourself up for success. And this is not only important for making sure that you're utilizing the movements right and getting the most out of them for muscular development, but also to keep you safe, all right? To keep you from getting hurt and developing bad motor patterns that are gonna beat you up and are gonna put you in a bad position down the road. Once you learn a motor pattern, it's very hard to change that motor pattern. So if you do it wrong for a few years and then try to fix it because you realize you're not doing it right, it's going to be very difficult to do that, and you're going to have to start over from scratch. Plus, like I said, if you're getting injured, you're not going to see progress, because if you're injured, you're not in the gym. If you're not in the gym, you're not getting them gains. So you want to make sure you're staying healthy. Making sure that your technique is on point and that you're doing it safely and efficiently is critical to make sure that happens. So really put a lot of focus on making sure that you're doing the movements the right way. Take video. I don't care if it looks weird in the gym to take video of yourself. Do it, because I can tell from experience, I used to think that I had a great squat form and everything was great and I was doing the movement well and I was super strong, and then I did a video of it one day and went, holy crap, I am that, like, I'm the quarter squatter. I'm that guy. So take video and make sure it looks okay, and if it doesn't, get some help and make sure you're doing it right. It will help you tremendously. Tip number 4, get that protein in, guys. It is critical, and this is the biggest mistake that I made as a young lifter. I didn't pay attention to nutrition at all. I had no clue. You know, granted, I'm a little bit older, all right? I am almost 40 years old now. When I was growing up, there was no Google, and all the information wasn't just at our fingertips, but I didn't do my research. I still could have. I could have figured this out, but I didn't do it. and I didn't pay any attention. I didn't even know that protein builds muscle. Protein is critical for building muscle. So make sure you're getting about 1 gram per pound of body weight in protein to make sure you're building those muscles and getting what you want out of your training. So if you're 150 pounds, aim to eat around 150 grams of protein per day. If you really want to make sure you're building efficiently, you also need to make sure you're getting enough calories in. Now, in the beginning stages, you're in one of these rare positions. If you've never trained before, if you've never tried to lose weight before, you're in a position where if you are overweight, you can actually simultaneously build muscle and lose body fat at the same time. As you get more advanced, that won't really become possible, or at least very, very difficult. But if your focus is building muscle, you need to make sure you have enough calories to do this, because to be anabolic, which means to build the muscle, you need to have enough calories to promote that. All right, so like I said, in the very beginning stages, you don't need to worry too much about it, but as time progresses, you're gonna wanna make sure you're eating enough and not under eating to make sure that you're efficiently building that muscle. All right, tip number 5. This is now we're gonna switch to what not to focus on. What you don't wanna focus on is what everybody else is doing. What you don't wanna focus on is what other people who have been doing it a lot longer are doing, or what kind of results they have gotten. One of the things that can really destroy somebody is being a complete beginner to this and then looking at somebody who's been lifting for the last 20 years and wondering why you don't have the results that they have, and comparing yourself to them is a very dangerous thing to do. They've been doing it for way longer. You don't know anything about them, or you don't know what their genetics are like, you don't know what kind of supplements they might be on. It is completely irrelevant to you. So focus on what you need to do to get to the gym and just be consistent and stay in the gym and keep going and putting in the work. And if you just focus on yourself and appreciate the progress that you make, the process is going to go a lot better for you. And my last tip, number 6, and this is a big one, do not give up. This is something that if you really want to do this, it's going to take time. Yes, in the beginning you'll see faster results. That's going to slow down. The longer you do this, the harder results are to come by, and you're going to have to continue to learn and to continue to grow, and continue to put in work. You can do a lot of things wrong and see fantastic results if you just don't give up. But what most people do is they try for a while, it gets too hard, and they give up, and they kind of restart that process, and they never get anywhere. Don't be that guy. Be the guy that's gonna gut it out and keep putting in the work no matter what, no matter how hard it gets. You just keep showing up and keep doing it and keep grinding. And in time, when it doesn't feel like things are happening, when you look back, you'll realize you've made incredible progress. But that will not happen if you just keep giving up. Sounds so simple, sounds like I'm oversimplifying things here, but it really is true. Yes, there's more efficient ways to do things. There's more optimal ways to go about lifting and eating and everything else. But I'm telling you, show me one person who's put in 5, 10 years of consistent work who didn't get fantastic results, regardless of what they did to get them, right? It's not about finding the secret, it's about working your butt off and not giving up. If you do that, I promise you, you'll get fantastic results. All right, that's it. Hope that helped. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. Just drop them in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please like the video if you liked it, and I will talk to you guys next time.
I'm addicted to the love that you're giving. Every minute, every day I've been craving.